everyone. It is a pleasure to be with you all. I am so happy and honored to have been asked to speak at this convention, and especially for the topic at hand, which is the Sister Clara Mohammed Schools. Just a little bit about me. I am from Jersey City, New Jersey. I attend Masjid Muhammad Newark. My bachelor's degree is in business from Howard University, and my master's degree is in public administration with a concentration in nonprofit management from Seton Hall University. I became connected to the Sister Clara Mohammed School at Masjid Muhammad Newark through my children. The school reopened in 2014, and in that reopening, there were 3 students who joined the school at that time, 2 of which were my children, my oldest daughter, Anissa, and my second oldest, Amina. And during the time, I just happened to be one of those parents who I'm just going to be involved regardless, whether you want me involved or not. And at one point, I became named the principal of the Clara Mohammed School. And it was something that I have been doing for the school part-time, in my spare time, but absolutely giving it my very, very best and my all. And so today I'm here to take you through the journey of the Clara Mohammed School at Masjid Muhammad Newark, but also to be a cheerleader for what we just saw with our children presenting and with what we know is happening with our schools throughout our community. And so I have a few notes. So if you see me looking down, it's just because I don't want to forget anything. And I think that having a conversation about our schools is so important and so vital. And so there are usually some touch points that I like to discuss when I'm discussing the schools, so that those things speak to your hearts and to your minds, so that we can continue to do the work that is necessary for our kids. So I mentioned that the school reopened in 2014, and we opened with the one room schoolhouse model, right? So the school that we have in Newark is a large classroom, multi-level, and we did our very best with what we had as resources to us. Our children are taught Arabic by the resident Imam Hassan Sharif. We have a relationship with the Newark Library, where our children were attending the library twice a week. And they had a chance to participate in a program at the library where the head librarian would help them with reading. They would be able to take out books each week. And it was something they really loved, because it was sort of like this weekly or twice a week trip that they were able to attend. We would walk to the library and have an opportunity to access the community in that way. Our children also participated in the NJPAC Performing Arts Program monthly, and they actually attended about 3 performances, and then COVID hit. So inshallah, when we get back together, hopefully we're able to participate in that again, because that was something that they really enjoyed, and we wanted our children to have arts education. In addition to that, we also have, we used to attend trips to the Liberty Science Center. So the children got a hands-on experience with science at the local science center to us in Jersey City at the Liberty Science Center. And then they would attend trips at the Turtleback Zoo. And so I say all that to say that even though we had this small class size, a small school size, we did all that we could for our children to enrich them, not just with the core curriculum, but for them to be able to engage the community around them and to fill out their interests outside of the core curriculum. The school in 2018, we graduated after reopening, we graduated our first graduate, which is my oldest daughter, Anissa, who is now a 12th grader. And inshallah, she'll be attending Howard next fall. And then we graduated our second graduate since the reopening of my next daughter, Amina Lawrence, in 2020 during the pandemic. So as of March of 2020, when the pandemic occurred, we went into our virtual format. And so I know a lot of the schools also had to teach that way as well. And so we began to teach the children virtually. We would use this Zoom format, as you see here, to engage our students and to continue to give them everything that we had within us to give them so that they continue to receive their education. For the 2021-2022 school year, we do not have enrollment. We are using this year to restructure, to re-energize, to make sure that in 2022-23, we have a full enrollment. Our goal is to get a building. I am working with, for those of you in this area, I'm working with Sister Adila Kareem and Dr. Basim Majuma, and we've been working tirelessly to reestablish the school as a fully functioning entity, not just in that one room school model, but to have a building and to be a full-fledged institution for the benefit of our children. At present, we are working to establish a school board. And as a matter of fact, I think we probably have one more seat on that school board to fulfill. And then we'll be announcing our school board. And then we're planning an annual fundraiser gala, and it'll be our first one this February. And we're hoping to have that annually to support the school financially. Our school is tuition based, so parents who are sending their children to the school are paying tuition. And it's also supported by the 100 at 50 initiative as well. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about the vision, right? We just saw our children present, we saw them recite, we saw our investment, right? But we know that there are so many more children out there besides the ones that we saw. And we also know that there are locales throughout this country who had Clara Muhammad schools, Sister Clara Muhammad schools, who no longer have schools. And so anytime that I have a platform, I'm always encouraging those communities to do something, whether it's to have a weekend school and re-engage our children, or to work towards reestablishing their Sister Clara Muhammad school to re-engage our children. There are enough Karimas and Abdul Maliks and, in the community that are dying on our streets, that are in so many rooms that they should not be in, who are just being influenced by a negative influence. And it's our job and our role to be able to get our babies and take them back, and not to give them to an environment that will infiltrate their minds and their hearts negatively. So I'm always encouraging us to do that and to continue to work together to establish our schools. There are Clara Muhammad schools who do meet monthly virtually via Zoom. This group was established by Sister Patricia Salahuddin out of Miami. We meet every month, the first Wednesday of every month. We share resources. We do training together. We encourage each other to strengthen our schools, to establish schools, to find ways for us to connect and to stay close together. So I'm encouraging all the schools that are out there, all the schools that are that are functioning. It doesn't matter if you're a weekend school or a full-time school. I'm encouraging you to connect with that group. We invite you to be a part of it. If the principal cannot attend, it's okay. Send a representative. But as the schools, we need to come together. We need to connect with each other. We need to share resources and help each other build and rebuild our schools. I also like to see, so I'm the type of person who has like a big vision, right? And so I want everybody else to have the same big vision that I have. And if I can, I'm gonna try to empower you and encourage you to have that same big vision. But I see our school system as being able to establish a Sister Clara Muhammad School business model so that we are able to, and we have it, we do have it, we are able to have a model institution in a Sister Clara Muhammad School, and we have a few of them already in our midst, and duplicate that model throughout this country, throughout our community. And I'm saying our country, but I know it extends beyond that, because when we meet monthly, we have a school in Bermuda. So it's not just the United States. But I say all that to say that let's talk about what the business model of Sister Clara Muhammad School looks like, so that for the areas of our community that are struggling to establish or reestablish their schools, we can give them the format, we can give them the resources, we can help them and move them as much as possible along so that they don't have to start from scratch. Some of our schools have the model. And so I'm employing you all to connect with each other and to call me. I mean, I don't have all the answers, but I am more than willing to be the connector if I need to be. Our schools are important. Our children are important. We put so much work into nurturing our children, and then when they become of school age, we turn them over to another influence. And I don't say that to make anyone feel bad about their choice. My oldest two children are in a charter school. And so, and it's because there is no local high school for them to attend. So that was my option. So I don't say that to make anyone feel any kind of way. I say that to say, let's meet the need. If the school is not in your area, the need is there. That's the testament to the fact that the need is there. So let's see how we can come together and make that work. One of the other ideas that's near and dear to my heart, and I'm going to be talking to the group of Sister Clara Muhammad School leaders that I meet with, is maybe there's a way for us to connect virtually with those schools who already have the structure together. You know, my vision is, okay, well, if Muhammad Schools of Atlanta has it all together, if the Sister Clara Muhammad School in Tennessee has it together, maybe there's a way for them to teach the students in Newark virtually, and for us to be able to have our children in a facility that we know that they're loved, they're protected, they are cared for, their minds are being nurtured, they're able to make select, and we are able to build model students. So that's just me sharing my vision with you, my heart with you, what I see for our community. I mean, for those of you who are interested in this thing, I just say, come together with those in your communities and make it happen. Talk to people, reach out to people, ask questions about how we do this. I know for Masjid Muhammad Newark, our goal is to have a preschool through 12 school system. Right now, or when it was fully functioning, as I mentioned, this year's no enrollment, but when it was fully functioning, it was a K through 8. And so the goal is to establish the school as a pre-K through 12. We know we have the children, and if we can do anything to help to continue to nurture our babies and to not just turn them over. I always say, don't let their hands go too soon. Whatever we can do to make that happen, let's do it. And and there was one last thing I want to say, because I don't want to take too much time. I wasn't even looking at the at the clock. But one last thing I just wanted to say is that for those of you who don't know, I'm also one of the co-hosts for New Freedom Exchange podcast. And one of the initiatives that we started during the month of August, August was deemed New Africa August, and that was initiated last year by Brother Abdul Malik with We Buy Black. And we asked him if we could so graciously highlight institutions this year in honor of We Buy Black, and in honor of New Africa August, which was We Buy Black's initiative. And what we did was we highlighted institutions. We talked about their mission. We talked about their short-term goals, their long-term goals, and how the community can help. And the reason that I'm mentioning it now during this Sister Clara Mohammed School presentation is because we'd love to have the schools on the show. If that's a way for the community to know that we're still out here, that we're still working, that we want to see this thing be bigger and better, we'd love to have you on the show. We'd love to have the Mosqueers on the show. Anything that we can do to see this grow, we're special. And that's the last thing I want to say to us all. You all are beautiful. You all are talented. You all are special. We have exactly what it is that it takes to make this be the vision that Imam Mohammed had, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had, Sister Clara Muhammad had. We have it in us. Allah He gave us that gift, and we all have a piece of it. And if we come together and work together toward a common goal, we can see it achieved. And so with that, I love you all. If the children are still listening, you all did a great job. I love you. You are awesome. And don't let no one tell you any difference. If they're not listening, please pass the message and let them know that Sister Marsha is super proud of them. Assalamu alaikum.